Okay, I'm live. So I've been off YouTube for a second because I've been handling the situation that I am still handling. I just wanted to say that lately I've been going through like a lot when it comes toward the nighttime. Like I've been having a lot of nightmares and I've been completely exhausted. I just go through like these phases where I have really bad nightmares. So I try to stay up till a certain hour and then I'll try to go to sleep. So that's supposed to help me, but it really hasn't been helping as far as getting rid of the nightmares. So I've been researching like different things like witchcraft and all type of stuff because I feel like why is whatever it is like attacking me? Like why am I getting all these nightmares about certain people, and I've lived in different places and I never got nightmares in those places, but there was like two places where I've gotten nightmares like repeatedly. So I'm like kind of interested in what it is and why it's happening. So today I decided to look up something I would usually never look up, and it was about like hoodoo, voodoo type stuff. So it caught my interest because they mentioned something about people who get sleep paralysis. Basically, it's when you're sleeping and then you feel like this great weight upon you. It's like you can't move. You'll try to scream. It's like somebody or something is just laying on you, like a cement slate or something is laying on you. It's like you can't move. You can't. It's like you say you want to scream to call out for help. Like you'll be thinking that you're screaming, but you're not making any noise. Nobody can hear you. Nothing's happening. You'll try to move this way or that way, and sometimes it won't work. You are completely aware in your mind that you want to wake up, but you're not waking. You don't have the ability to snap out of it and wake up. So the scary part is that you realize all this that's going on while it's happening. So in this hoodoo voodoo video, they started. So actually, it was the voodoo one, and they specifically said there is a name to this entity. Nightmares is something that came from some type of mayor thing, but this name is Boohag, BOO, and then HAG. And I'm like, that's really weird. Like, how do these people that are doing voodoo know exactly what some people are explaining that are going through this thing? Because some people, you can explain to them what you're going through and they won't really understand what you're talking about. Lately, people have been comparing it to sleep paralysis. Now, the doctor says it's okay, it happens, it's normal, but I don't really think so. Maybe I know that it does happen less frequently if you go to sleep a little bit. If you go to sleep at a certain time, I'm not going to say earlier, but if you have like a patternized sleep that works for you, it may go away. But how do these people know about this boo hag? And this boo hag, you can look it up. They call it like America's hidden secret monster. So basically, this is like some type of dead entity or whatever, some skinless dead entity that comes in and drains you of your energy. It's there to drain you of your energy. They say that it's riding you, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it's riding you because for me, that kind of, first of all, it sounds a little weird. And then second of all, there's probably a motion that specifically comes with somebody riding you. To me, it's just like somebody laying on you, like straight laying on you, and to where like you just can't move in any direction. You can't really feel any waves or anything. It's just like it's laying on you. And so it was interesting that it said this thing, this entity comes in to drain your energy because it's true. It's like as soon as I wake up, I feel so drained, so tired. That's why I feel like I've been being spiritually attacked. It's like I could sleep, have a nightmare, wake up, then go back to sleep, have another nightmare, just continue to try to go to sleep. I feel like I've got enough sleep, even though I had nightmares, but I'm like seriously exhausted when I wake up and I'm trying to do like the work that I need to do. And it's like it got so bad that I decided to get on YouTube because it's like it completely started feeling like it was trying to like just deplete me. Like everything in me is just like I feel like I almost feel like an empty vessel. Like just something's like draining everything in me, like taking all my energy. Like so one thing, and I notice like when people get depressed, they don't to do the same routines that they usually do. Like you may get up at a certain time when you're going to work and take a shower early at a certain time. And for me, sometimes when I'm like in that mood, that state, where I'm not feeling very good, I'll wait a couple more hours later to like take a shower. Instead of taking a shower right when I get up, I may take a shower like 2 or 3 hours later if I'm at home not really doing anything. But the interesting thing about that, the reason why I said that was not to tell people that I'm some type of fucking disgusting person, is because everybody knows this happens to people, but they said this boo hag thing, it can actually stick onto you. So, like, if you happen to do that and you wait a couple hours, this thing supposedly, we're just talking about the spiritual world. Let's say that this is true. It supposedly sticks on you, like their vibes, their essence sticks on you. So I'm like, as soon as I heard that, I ran and I took a shower real quick. I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a big motivation for people when they get down and they get depressed, and sometimes they're not doing the routine that they really want to do all the time. Like it's very important to do that hygiene routine because these entities stick onto you when you're not like sticking to your like certain bathing routines or whatever like that. They like to attach themselves to like your essence and your flesh. So these things do not like water. So these specific entity don't like water. So and cleanliness is godliness. So if you get up and always take a shower before you go to bed, always take a shower. I believe in taking showers at least 2 to 3 times a day, like morning, afternoon, and night. Morning because it helps you wake up. In the afternoon, just because maybe you went to the store or something, and you want to get those germs off you from people and things you've been around. And at nighttime, you just want to lay down in a clean bed. And it's really important because, like I said, they're saying that some of these wicked spiritual entities, they try to stick on and attach to your flesh. And so basically, I'm just going to say a few things that I learned about this boo hag thing. So basically, they're saying it doesn't like water. So if you, back in the day, from like slavery, these people used to use a certain color to ward these spirits off. And I know it sounds like voodoo, hoodoo, and you're like, well, why would you shouldn't be involved with that witchcraft thing. And I'm not, but I am seeking something that can give me the answers to some of the spiritual things that I'm going through. And because these people were able to point this specific thing out that I've been dealing with ever since I was a little kid, I feel like they have a certain knowledge. And why do they have that certain knowledge? How did they come to know this? And they say a lot of people in certain regions have this same issue. So they're saying that they don't like the color blue. It has something to do with crossing over water. Also, they're saying that, salt, they don't really like salt. It's kind of like a witch, they're melting. And why you hear certain people have brooms in their house is because they say that these entities are very like meticulous and kind of like OCD. So whenever you put a broom out there, they are prone to wanting to count every stick on the broom. And if you put that out there at nighttime when they're coming to like overtake your body or suck your energy out, they will basically use their energy for counting the broomsticks. And they by the time sunlight hits, they pretty much go away. Now, I'm not really sure if you won't have a nightmare when sunlight hits, but supposedly that thing won't be laying on you. So also it was saying, like I said, salt. If you put salt around, sea salt specifically, like around, then so and also they put like bottles, blue bottles on tree branches that's supposed to like capture their evil spirit and have them trapped and stuck. I'm like, that's weird. I don't want to go around with, doing those things, but I'm almost kind of willing to try anything to get rid of anything that's bad and wicked that's trying to harm me. And for me, I haven't really had that, but I have had it probably this year, and it's super scary. It's like also with that, your eyes can be open. This is the worst one. Your eyes can be like open, and it's like you feel like you're seeing everything in your house. Like you think that you're awake. You feel like you're seeing everything in your house, but you're not actually awake. And you can like see things happening around you as if it was in your own actual house. So it's like it's the weirdest like trickery spiritual thing that can absolutely happen when you're not awake, but you feel like your eyes are open and you see things happening around you. Like in this house, the last time it happened to me, I literally seen like books moving and where the books actually were. Like the books were like moving around. And so it was like some whatever that crazy witch movie's called that these kids be liking. And then also I felt like I was in between up and sleep, but I was sleep. I seen like some spirits walk up, in the house. Like this one dude, it would seem like he was carrying a lady and he was going up. And then the other dude, he went to like the person's room that I stayed with. He went in there, and I was like freaked out because I was like, I was trying to pretend like that I was not, aware. Like, you know how you play dead or whatever like that. So I was like trying to be like, because I really couldn't move and I really couldn't do nothing. And I was like, man, somebody in the house, somebody in the house. And then I'm just like, well, I'm gonna just let them go and do whatever they're doing, and then I'm gonna try to escape. I'm gonna try to run out or whatever like that. But then by the time I had fully got up, I was like, man, that couldn't have been nobody though, because they didn't try to like attack me. They didn't try to do anything to me. And one went up and one went in the other person's room. It was like ghosts that had lived here. And like, I'm just here in the space they lived in. And they are just trying to do their thing. So what I do at nighttime is I make sure that I keep two lights on for them to do whatever they got to do. Like I keep two hall lights on, and so if they need to see to where they can get to where they can get to, I let them because I feel like I'm scared. Like I feel like if they're not gonna harm me, and they just want to like see in the dark, like they don't mess with me when I keep the lights on, like in those areas that they were traveling in that I saw them. When I keep the lights on, it's like I don't see them anymore. So apparently they can see. I can't see them in the light, whatever it is, and that works for me. And then I also be telling them like in the beginning when I was super scared, I talked to my mom and I was telling her some stuff about it, and me and my mom kind of do some similar things, and so like one of the things is I tell the ghost, I'm opening the front door or I'm opening the back door. Like I know this is weird, but when you're desperate for trying to learn, trying to do something because these things are around you and attacking, you don't know what to do. You try everything. So I'm like, I'm opening the back door. I'm opening the garage door. If you want to leave, you can leave. I'm just letting you know right now because it's not going to be open for, a long time. So, I let them know that I'm allowing them to get out whenever they want to get out. I'm not holding them captive here. Like, so I haven't, I have experienced some other paranormal stuff that isn't as scary for me, but, it is paranormal. And the ones that aren't really scary to me don't really exhaust me as much, but the ones that are kind of scary to me, it really exhausts me. And a lot of times I see, and I kind of don't like to tell people what I see because I don't want people to be like, "Oh, you crazy." But I'm sorry, I don't think I'm crazy. I think that I can see things in the paranormal world that maybe everybody else can't see, and I've been able to do this for a while since I was a little kid. I didn't ask for it; it just kind of started happening to me. So sometimes I'll be like sitting on the couch and I'll see like things move. I've seen a lot of weird stuff. I probably won't share, but I've seen like things like you know how something flashes by real fast, but you can't figure out what it is. Like but it's something moving fast. So I've seen like white images like that. I've seen black images like that. I've seen little. It felt like little creatures running kind of on the floor in the house, but I look and there's nothing there. And I'm like, is that like an entity trying to get in the house or trying to like it's what they call that shape shifting or like, trying to turn into something once I don't know. But I just be seeing these like little things here and there. So, maybe it's the creature that's really moving fast. Okay, I get that maybe, but the ones that I see outside, I don't really see that doesn't seem like a creature or anything. And we don't really have bugs and stuff. So, I don't know. Like I said, then how do you explain the ghosts and things that I've seen? And like I've seen a lot of paranormal stuff. When people started trying to break in around here, I started seeing a lot of like paranormal things. Some things that looked like they were good, trying to protect me, and then some things that looked like things trying to hover over me and attack me. And so for anybody that just suffers from like seeing paranormal things, I think it's like a spiritual gift. I also think that sometimes it can feel like a spiritual curse as well because it can be very overwhelming when you keep all that to yourself. And also to be aware that these things that hover on you at nighttime and lay on you are actually entities that have names like Boo Hag. And Nightmare is actually a name that came from some type of mayor thing. I don't know, you can probably look it up and figure out, but I was more interested in the Boo Hag thing. And that they actually are there to drain your energy. Like they're doing this thing sitting on you or laying on you because they're actually trying to consume your energy. And it kind of questions like who am I? Like what type of person am I that this thing wants to take my energy? You know what I'm saying? What's attracting them to my energy frequency? Why can't it be somebody else? Why how does this person choose who it, you know, gets its energy from? And if it's like a demonic entity, why would it want to get its energy from somebody who doesn't consider themselves demonic or wicked in any type of way? Why don't they consume the energy of a wicked type person? So I don't know. Maybe they're trying to take your. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it. But then also the other day I heard this song by Drake and it freaked me out. I didn't want to hear it anymore. I liked it. I was like vibing to it, but then it was freaking me out because it was called it wasn't called, but he was chanting like something about I get out of my body for you, like I'll get out of my body for you. And I was like, oh nah, I'm not listening to this because a lot of times with that paranormal stuff, sometimes that can happen too, and people see that and feel it, and it's very effing scary. It's not fun. It's not funny. It's not adventuresome. Like when you have an out of body experience, and it's creepy. It's creepy because you literally are scared and feel like you're losing your body. Like you see your body. You see you. It's like you're watching a movie. You see you right here, but you also see yourself right here laying down, and you feel everything that's happening. Like whatever somebody's doing, or whatever you're doing, you can feel it, and you're like, "Am I gonna? Is something gonna happen to me right now? Am I going to transition to the other side? Like what's going on? Please." my body, get back in my body. And so it's very overwhelming and it's very scary. It's not fun. So I was just like, I don't know why he's chanting that or why he would put that in his song. And so I don't know. Like I one thing I asked my friend before the bad thing happened, I asked him like, what did he think about astro traveling? And it was like I feel like I was kind of intuitively talking to him because I didn't know what was gonna happen. And so he was just telling me he didn't tell me much, but he's like, yeah, babe, that's on a whole nother level or whatever like that. Now, the reason why I mention it is because if you look at the movie Apocalypse, I think that's the one it was called with the Indian, like Indian people and the two tribes coming together. Right before that, one person was about to die that was like bitten by the snake. Um, the Indian friend told him, to, I don't know if he gave him something, but he told him to have a good journey. So that's the whole thing is that a lot of the spiritual people believe in something else and something more. And also in like Egyptian spirituality, they believe in helping a person positively get to the other side and basically like, spiritually nourishing that person and letting them know it's going to be okay and that it's gonna be good. It's not gonna be a bad thing. You don't want to like you don't want them to experience all the fear that they may suddenly have. You know what I'm saying? You want to kind of make it like a positive thing because if something bad's already happening, the best you could do is, you know, help them clear their mind and start thinking of positive things. Going to the other side in Christianity is usually supposed to be associated with something positive. Eternal life is supposed to be something positive. Now, God says, do not be afraid of sudden fear. So, everybody naturally is going to be afraid a little bit. And this isn't like me trying to talk to people who have like a death conversation because I'm not. But everybody has fears, and you shouldn't let those sudden fears get into your way. I was talking about this other day, but people have things they want to fulfill in life and things that they want to do. So I'm always pro life and about people living and longevity. We're going to live to 120. You know what I'm saying? In the Bible, people live for a long time. So right now, I just felt like I needed to come on YouTube and talk because that helps me. That makes me feel a little bit better when I tell people what I'm going through and like, what I'm experiencing. If I could, I would really like sleep literally with my computer on and like that's how scared I be. Like sometimes, like I would literally let the camera watch me sleep. And like just anytime I wake up, I would just get up and explain the nightmare that I had or what's going on because that's just it's scary and it's annoying. You wake up with your heart racing fast. You're trying to calm yourself down. You're wondering why you see this, why you see that. Is this a dream from God? Is this a dream from Satan? Is this a dream from witchcraft? Who's bringing this to me? Why is this happening, to me? Why? Like, do I need these nightmares and these dreams to show me what's going on in the world? Is it really helping me? Because I feel good when I don't see anything at all and I get peaceful sleep. So, and I pray. People say pray, pray, pray. I have prayed. I've prayed. I asked God to like help, me not see things at night and stuff. It's not working. That doesn't always work. It worked one time. I asked God, please take away my nightmares. Please take away these visions. I don't want to see it anymore. And they went away for a long time, but then they came back. So, and I pray quickly here and there, but the quick prayers, they're not working. I'm still having them. I'm still having the nightmares. I'm still seeing them, and I'm just wondering, like, I might just be in the wrong place because when I lived with my best friend, uh, like during the time we was dating before we became best friends, like I never had a nightmare. And we stayed together for 2 years. I never had a nightmare. I go other places, I don't have a nightmare, but these two places I stayed back when I was younger and right now here, I have nightmares all the time. That's what makes me interested. It sparked an interest. I'm like, why? How is this happening? What's the difference between being at these other places and being at these places? Is God trying to tell me like the environment that I'm in, the people, and the thing about the people thing is I've lived with this person at another location somewhere else. I didn't have nightmares there. I didn't have any nightmares. I had two nightmares. One that somebody was trying to break in, which actually somebody actually did try to break in one day. I was haunted by that for like like a whole year. And then finally somebody tried to get in the back door. I stopped them. It was like a homeless guy. And then I had this other weird nightmare that I don't want to tell people because it was too weird and I don't want anybody trying to interpret it or anything like that. I don't want to be more scared. So, but besides that, I didn't have any more nightmares. So, but I will tell you the weird thing about that one weird dream I had that I won't tell people right now is I feel like what it was a lady involved that I seen. And I feel like that same lady, it was a very short dream, but that same lady that I seen, I feel like I seen her at the place that I worked at where I almost say where I worked at the place where I worked at. And it was just weird. I was scared because I'm like, is she a witch? Like, is she trying to do something to me? Like, she just looked very familiar. She reminded me of that lady. And I don't know. I believe I was the type of person who did not believe in witchcraft. I'm like, people said, I would mention it here and there, and people would be like, "You believe in that witch stuff?" Everybody would look like that and be like, "No, that witch stuff isn't real, man. That's not real." And so I was like, "Okay," but I started being a Christian based type person, meaning I kind of just grew up around that baptism, whatever, just, believing in there's a higher power of God, it's positive, thing. So, but then I started saying, well, if witchcraft is not true, then why does it even mention it in the Bible? God says, suffer not a witch to live. So, like, is this something that they just threw in there? You know what I'm saying? They had the whole Salem witch trials or whatever, and like, why would God mention witchcraft if witchcraft wasn't something to be aware of? So I don't know. Another thing is that I'm kind of confused on is the ancestor thing. People are saying, oh, like voodoo, hoodoo, whatever. You can talk to your ancestors. You can relate with them. But then for Christianity, they're kind of saying you're not supposed to speak to the dead. You're not supposed to talk to the dead. It's like taboo. It's bad. It's like an abomination. But then I'm like, but if I'm talking to Jesus, it kind of feels like the same thing. Like, didn't he like die and come back to life? Like, or whatever the story is, that's how I'm gonna believe it. He clearly is somebody that went through that transition basically, and we talk to him and we call on him. So I was wondering, like, is it bad to talk to people that are like your family, your friend, your ancestors? Like, am I doing something wrong when I do that? Because it doesn't really feel like it, but then I feel like I kind of feel, I don't really know all my ancestors, but I feel kind of like guilty if I'm doing something against, God. Like, so I'm confused by that little part. I don't know. One side of me says it's not bad. Another side of me makes me feel like I'm scared if I do something wrong. So, and it's sad because if you could connect with your family, your friends, or your ancestors, and for help and guidance, along with Jesus, backing that, that would be nice. But if not, guess it's just something you have to be disciplined about and try to avoid with all your power or whatever like that. But I think that people give you signs and symbols, and people who've gone, they like kind of helping you see things. They remind you of things. So I feel like in a way it's inescapable. Like, so I don't know if anybody can say anything that would make it, you know, I don't know, give me a better understanding. Then I'm open for that. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys, some of the things that I was going through, some of the things I was researching and looking up because of what I was going through. And yeah, that's it. So maybe I'll come back with another video talking about some more things. And thank y'all for listening. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.